Right, hello and a very good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us tonight and choosing us yet again to inform you and keep you in the loop as far as the latest is concerned in the world of news. We have quite a lot of top stories lined up for you, including an update on the state of the Iran-US-Israel war. My name is Theo Macharia, and on the Stand Language Interpretation Desk is Boniface Mureithi. Welcome, and let's begin. Now, the family of the late Emuru Adikir MP Johana Ngeno has confirmed that his burial will take place on Friday, that is March the 6th, following consultations between leaders and grieving relatives in Narok County. The burial program was agreed upon during a meeting between the governor and bereaved families at the late MP's home, following the deadly helicopter crash in Chepkiep, Mosop constituency, Nandi County last Saturday. Now, President William Ruto, while condoling with the family of the late MP at their current home, announced that the government will cater for all the funeral expenses of the late MP and the 5 people who died in the crash. Prior to the burial, a requiem mass will be held on Wednesday, that is March 4th, at the Nairobi Baptist Church, giving leaders, friends and constituents an opportunity to pay their last respects, that is in the capital, followed by a night vigil on Thursday, March 5th, in line with the cultural rites for the late legislator and others who perished in the crash.
When we had this conversation, we said all the people who accompanied Ngeno, including the pilot, we will extend government support to all of them. And we will oversee all the requirements that are needed for their decent interment and burial. So we will carry through that spirit. And we will, hopefully, I think the committee will provide leadership on the mass that we will have, the joint mass between Ngeno and his staff, and then we can handle the pilot when the family tells us how they want that done. I did agree with the governor of Narok that he goes ahead to handle the matters in Narok as we deal with the matters here in Nairobi, so that this can come together in a seamless manner. I am sharing this moment with you. It is a difficult moment for the family, for the people of Emuru Adikir, and for his friends. But I want to assure you that God is in control. Nothing happens that takes God by surprise. So we will be here. God will lead us into doing the right things. Ngeno's family, his wife, is somebody I've come to know. I've been to her home in Emuru Adikir. And I know she's explained to me what needs to be done, and it will be done, so that we can carry on the legacy of our brother Ngeno and that of the family. And to the people of Emuru Adikir, I want to tell them that they will not be orphans. We will be there. They can count on us on all issues that Ngeno wanted done. They will be done. On the priority projects he wanted, they will be done. And we will carry through this difficult moment together.
And still on that beat, a team of DCI forensic investigators is still camping at the site where the chopper crashed in Nandi County, killing 6 people, including Emuru Adikir Member of Parliament Johana Ngeno. Area Police Boss Simon Muli says the team also includes an aircraft accident investigation team, which has secured the area for ongoing investigations. Muli says the scene will remain intact and secured until investigations by aviation experts are completed. Heavy rains continue pounding the region, largely affecting access to the scene. Muli revealed that the company that owns the aircraft had wanted to remove the debris from the site but was asked to wait until the investigations are completed. The investigators are preparing to send critical aircraft components abroad for specialist analysis. Even so, there has been speculation about the cause of the accident, with some leaders, including former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, calling for an in-depth probe.
Today we came back again to this unfortunate scene with the forensic crime scene investigators from DCI headquarters Nairobi. They came to this scene to form a team, a multi-agency team, together with the aircraft investigators who are also present, so that we can be speaking from one language. Because at the end of the day, we are trying to get justice for the victims, try to find out what actually happened. And at the same time, on us as the DCI, we have opened an inquest file that has to be done in case of an incident like this under normal circumstances. So the DCI forensic crime scene investigators have done their work. You are with them down there, you have seen what they have done. They have collected the necessary samples and they have done their work. We have agreed as a team that now the scene should be cleared. But the debris will be kept by the aviation team in their warehouses in Nairobi for purposes of even future reference, so that in case of anything in future, we can be able to go and see what actually happened. But otherwise, the scene has been handled in a professional way with our crime scene investigators and the aviation team, and we are in agreement moving forward. Because at the end of the day, we have to make sure that justice is served to the victims. That's the only thing I can say. It's properly secured. We had officers who were guarding this place for 24 hours. They are still here, they are still guarding. They are not going to leave until everything is cleared and taken to the warehouse. But the scene was properly taken care of, it was properly guarded, awaiting for the investigators from Nairobi.
And Iranian ambassador to Kenya, Ali Gholampour, has strongly condemned the United States of America and Israel for the attack that left their supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, dead. Gholampour has termed the attack as a cowardly and coordinated military aggression against Iran that has so far left at least 200 dead and with over 700 injured. Our colleague Sami Adika reports that Gholampour has reassured Kenyans that Iran will not strike United States bases in Kenya.
Amid escalating tensions in the Middle East following a joint attack by the United States and Israel against the Islamic Republic of Iran on Saturday that has left at least 40 Iranian officials dead, the Iranian ambassador to Kenya, Ali Gholampour, has strongly condemned the attacks, insisting Iran will not be cowed.
And it is obvious that when you are attacked and under military aggression, you shall not sit down and watch, and you will take all the necessary measures to defend yourselves in accordance with international law and the Charter of the United Nations. So it is an inherent right to defend, and we are determined to our defense by all means.
Gholampour has, however, called on the international communities to join hands and stop the attacks that may risk world peace agreements.
And to all governments committed to international peace, I say this is your fight as much as ours. If the aggression against Iran is not met with a firm response from the international community, it will mark the beginning of the end of all international institutions and the rule of law. Today, it is Iran. Tomorrow, it could be any of you.
With fears of the war having a ripple effect on nations, including Kenya, The Iranian ambassador now says that Iran has no plans of striking United States bases in Kenya, further urging Kenyan citizens residing in Iran to seek assistance from the host government in case of escalating tensions.
Our missiles will not reach to the Kenyan territory. This is good news because, you know, our government has deliberately, in order to show its intention of peaceful intention to the world, that this missile's capacity is only for defensive purposes. They have intentionally limited the range of missiles to maximum 2,000 kilometers.
Despite that, the United States does not have an independent, sovereign military base in Kenya. Instead, it operates from shared facilities owned and managed by the Kenya Defense Forces under a base within a base arrangement, one being Manda Bay Base in Lamu and Wajir Air Base in Wajir County. Kenyan government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has as well assured Kenyans in and outside the country of their security.
Kuna nambari ambazo zimeweza kuwekwa katika mtandao wa Kenya, waweze kuangalia kila ubalozi na waweze kujisajili, ndiposa tujue wapo wapi na vile ambavyo tunaweza kuwasaidia. Na serikali imekuwa ikifanya hilo kwa muda mrefu, kwa hivyo hata katika mambo haya hilo ni jambo ambalo tutakuwa tukilishughulikia zaidi.
With Iran now retaliating by bombing US assets across Gulf Arab states, insisting it has the right to defend itself, President Trump said the military operation will continue up until their objectives are realized.
The United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated.
The US-Israel conflict with Iran has entered its third day on Monday, with each side still doubling down on sharper responses in the days ahead, which now deepens fears of a wider war that could rattle the global peace treaties. For Newswatch, I'm Sami Adika.
And still on that front, as the US and Israel continue their campaign against Iran, experts are now warning of a triple threat to the Kenyan economy. And the triple threat looks like this. It's going to hit the tea exports and also witness skyrocketing oil prices, and perhaps most critically will be a threat to the nearly 500,000 Kenyans working in the Gulf region. Experts are now calling upon policymakers and government advisors to proactively swing into action to cushion Kenyans and the economy at large against the glaring impact of the turbulence in the Middle East. Vincent Kerosi tells us more.
As smoke from the joint US-Israel strikes and the retaliatory Iran attacks billows for over 430,000 Kenyans, the Gulf region from Saudi Arabia to UAE is more than just a workplace. It is the source of billions in remittances that keep the Kenyan economy afloat. But as regional turbulence grows, that lifeline is under threat.
So over 400,000 people, if we take at that average of 10,000, meaning in a month alone, we are likely to experience 4 billion Kenyan shillings injected in the Kenyan economy. So once this is going on, are those Kenyans likely to send money or hold on to it for any eventuality? The issue is they will hold on to that money, just waiting to see. But should there be now, should the escalations go further and Kenyans are forced to come back home, we are staring at losses.
All the Emirates flights have been cancelled, and some of them are grounded here in Nairobi, others in other parts of the world. Thousands and thousands of travelers are stranded, including Qatar Airlines that's been grounded, and a few other airlines that are grounded internationally. So already we're beginning to see the impact of this just in terms of movements and going from one locality to another.
Iran remains a vital market for Kenyan tea, often absorbing the grades that other markets reject. A full-scale conflict or the tightening of the US-led sanctions could effectively lock Kenyan farmers out of this multi-billion shilling market overnight.
Be it government, be it private sector, they're also counting losses because they can't get those goods. And there's no guarantee that this is going to stop anytime soon. And therefore, in the whole equation of import-export, Kenya today export to a tune of 4 point something billion Kenyan shillings in tea alone, among many other exports. So it clearly shows you the magnitude.
Then there is the oil tax. Experts have warned that the price per barrel of oil is likely to soar beyond the $100 mark if the Iran conflict persists. With Kenya being a net importer of oil, there are genuine fears that effects closer home will be a hike in fuel prices, and in turn, the level of inflation could hit double digits unless the government intentionally moves proactively to cushion Kenyans.
There's been an embargo that has been put on ships using the Gulf of Hormuz. These countries are also some of the oil producers of the world. Either the price of fuel is going to go up because of scarcity, there's going to be impact on currency, there's going to be a number of people who have been working in these nations, some are fleeing. So again, economic base at the level of households is going to be impacted very, very badly.
President William Ruto, on his official social media accounts, seemingly took a strategically ambiguous position regarding the Iran conflict, choosing to, and I quote, strongly condemn the strikes on the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Oman, Kuwait, Jordan and Bahrain in the evolving conflict in the Middle East, calling for urgent multi-stakeholder engagements towards de-escalation.
Kenya is not one of the countries they will target because they do not have a base that can directly attack them. But what if their interests change along the way? What if interests change along the way? How safe will we be? But now, I don't think it might reach that level because of the geographical locations and the interests at play. But it is only proper that Kenya takes that strategic ambiguity so that we do not, at these early stages, really take a position on this war.
Vincent Kirosi, Hope TV, Nairobi.
And tension between the United States and Iran have sharply escalated following renewed hostilities that intensified on Saturday. The latest exchange of airstrikes marks one of the most dangerous moments in relations between the two long-term adversaries, raising fears of a broader regional war that has seen about 200 people killed, including 4 United States of America soldiers. And now back to the country. Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, has assured Kenyans that the government is fully prepared to respond to victims affected by the ongoing heavy rains and flooding across parts of the country. Speaking amid rising concerns over swelling rivers and displaced families, Ruku said the state has activated emergency response mechanisms to ensure affected households receive timely assistance. Speaking in Embu County, Ruku warned residents against attempting to cross flooded rivers and streams, noting that many lives are lost each year due to preventable accidents during heavy rains.
Serikali yetu ya Kenya iko tayari, imejiandaa kuhakikisha kwamba wale wote wa Kenya wote, Tana River, Migori, kona yote ya nchi yetu ya Kenya ambao wanaweza athirika na mafuriko, serikali ya Mheshimiwa Rais iko chonjo, imejiandaa ya kusaidia Wakenya wale ambao wanaweza athirika na mafuriko. Lakini vile vile tunatoa wito kwa wananchi wote wa Kenya. Jameni, mvua ikinyesha mingi, maji kuwe mingi, frike, tunjiadhari. Tusije tukasombwa na maji. Tuhakikishe kwamba we are taking care of ourselves.
Please exercise caution also during the heavy rains. And now it's time for us to take our first short commercial break right here on Hope TV's Newswatch. But still ahead on the other side is the push and pull between former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and sitting Deputy President Kindiki Kithure. Stay tuned for that update on the other side.
Get ready for an unforgettable worship experience. Every Sunday on Ultimate Worship. Where we bring you live music, powerful praise, and anointed gospel ministers and bands. Join us every Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's not just music, it's worship unleashed. It's ultimate worship.
You're too faithful to fail me.
Only on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Welcome back and thank you for choosing us tonight to inform you with the latest in the world of news. Now to the battle of their deputies, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has poked holes at the upcoming DCP Meru County tour this week, terming the region as his backyard. Kindiki, while referring to the recent by-elections in Mbeere North and Isiolo South, termed the Mount Kenya region as a pro-government zone, and further criticized DCP party leader and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of failing to support the Meru community when he previously held office. Speaking at Gakoromone Open Air Market, Kindiki asked those in attendance not to vote for the opposition and instead support the current government so they can benefit from development projects. Several leaders, including Meru Governor Isaac Mutuma, who accompanied the DP, seized the opportunity to front him as their presidential flag bearer come 2032.
William Ruto na nimeti wake Kithure Kindiki 2027 tunajua ya kwamba 2032 rais wa kwanza Meru ni Profesa Kithure, na hakuna shortcut na tupembele sana sisi wa Meru. Sisi wa Meru tumeungana, tuko kitu kimoja. Wale wanasema kwamba ng'ong'o tuambia ng'ang'ang'ang'ang'a.
Lakini siku ile walikuwa na kirauni. Hatukuwaona Gakoromone. Hatukuwaona hospitali ya Meru. Hawakushughulikia Nithi Bridge. Hawakuleta barabara. Hawakuleta stima. Saa ile wamefukuzwa kwa kiti kwa sababu ya shida zao na kutojua kumanage kazi yao. Saa hii wanaleta kisirani hapa. Ati wanatuambia tutoke kwa serikali. Ati wanakuja hapa na mambo ya one term. Na siku ile walikuwa kwa crown, hawakutusaidia. Saa hii wakati tumefika kwa serikali, ati wametuambia tutoke. Mtakubali?
And Jubilee Deputy Party Leader Dr. Fred Matiang'i has said that the party is open and ready to work with other like-minded parties to bring good leadership in the country. Speaking during the opening of a new Jubilee Party office in Samburu County on Monday, Matiang'i said that Jubilee is ready for coalitions with parties and factions which have a similar ideology ahead of the 2027 general election. Additionally, Matiang'i said that he will continue offering respectful criticism to the current government until the time the country goes to the polls.
Sisi kama Jubilee tunajiunga na Wakenya wengine, hasa wale katika vyama vya upinzani. Mlango yetu imefunguliwa, dirisha zetu zote zimefunguliwa. Sisi tunataka kufanya kazi na Wakenya wote, bora tu nia yao iwe kama nia yetu ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunaleta maendeleo kwa wananchi, tunadumisha amani, tunajenga nchi yetu. Hakuna mtu atatujengea nchi yetu kutoka nje ya nchi hii. Ni sisi tu tunaweza kujifanyia hii kazi ya kujenga taifa letu. Na tukiwa hivyo, tunashirikiana na wote, wawe katika upinzani, wawe katika vyama vingine, hata wale wenzetu ambao wako kwa ODM, wale ambao wanataka kushirikiana na sisi, tuko tayari.
The National Council on the Administration of Justice, NCAJ, has released a report on the status of road safety in the country. In their report released at State House, a total of 5,009 deaths were recorded in the year 2025, which is an increase from the 4,448 deaths recorded in 2024. As a result, the Council is recommending the removal of minor traffic violations from criminal to administrative violations and the rollout of instant fines. In addition, President William Ruto has directed the Ministry of Transport to roll out CCTV surveillance cameras in major towns within the next 1 month.
A report by the National Council on the Administration of Justice, NCAJ, has now revealed that a total of 5,009 road accident deaths occurred in the year 2025 as compared to 4,448 in 2024. During the festive season alone, a total of 415 deaths were recorded. Against this backdrop, NCAJ has undertaken measures to prevent the situation from worsening through the several recommendations outlined in their Traffic Management Reforms Report released at State House on Monday. One of the major stumbling blocks identified is the length of time taken to expedite minor traffic offences. Petty offenders opt to bribe officers to escape this process. As a result of this, the 38-member council is proposing that minor traffic violations be moved from criminal to administrative violations.
We have categorized the offences, the administrative offences, that are now instant fines. They are no longer criminal. They are no longer police,
and
judiciary,
court.
DPP.
Correct.
We are only left with the serious ones, causing death and other serious traffic offences. So
to reduce the backlog of these cases and to deal with petty offences, implementation of instant fines has been proposed with increased fines for multiple offenders.
You do not have to go and bother the Chief Justice in court. The fine will be predetermined. When you have committed the offense, you will have a fine on your phone instantly. And the issue of us not having money will also end, because we'll be collecting money instantly.
The report also proposes expanded deployment of CCTV surveillance cameras in major towns across the country, which President Ruto directed to be rolled out in the next 1 month.
It is my position, Waziri, that within the shortest time possible, let us roll out the cameras. We've been discussing this forever.
Ruto has also directed the Ministry of Transport to leverage on public-private partnership to begin motor vehicle inspection by 1st of July to eliminate unroadworthy vehicles. The council also proposed sustained awareness campaigns to solve the problem of poor public compliance of traffic laws. Jacob Buchiro, Hope TV, Nairobi.
And now let's take a look at some matters business. The business leaders are urging the government to lower select taxes and create a more enabling environment to boost local motor vehicle assembly and accelerate job creation. The call comes as the state rolls out the national automotive policy aimed at positioning Kenya as a regional automotive hub alongside plans for a 13 billion shillings affordable credit facility to support industry players. Speaking in Mombasa, KNCCI Mombasa Chairman Abood Jamal said supportive policies will attract investors and enhance competitiveness across East Africa. On the other hand, Trans-Africa Motors General Manager Faiz Abdallah noted that the firm employs over 500 workers and plans expansion, saying improved roads and lower taxes would further strengthen the growing logistics sector.
FAO are one of the most reliable vehicles coming from the Chinese market, and they've really captured the East African market, and we really appreciate because they play a very key and vital role in ensuring that logistics, essential services, essential goods are adequately distributed around the country. My plea to the national government is let us try and facilitate and bring an enabling environment to such kind of investments in our country to make sure that we are able to give them a platform that makes them be very competitive across the East African nation. Our business people play a very key role, and we really need to look after them and see how we can, as a nation, be able to support them. One of the key importances of having assembly lines is one, creating employment. Two, we are also able to plan ourselves in terms of rolling out production, so you are able to mark yourself against the demand of the units in the local market. Three, from a logistics point of view, it is also important when you're importing complete knockdown or semi-knockdown vehicles, you're able to save on freight, able to save on the duty aspect, so you're able to offer competitive prices locally to other business people who want to invest or buy your units. So I really applaud this investment being taken by our investors from Trans-Africa Motors Limited, and we are really behind them and support them in their investments.
Welcome, and now it's time for us to get sporty. Wilkie Keragori and Naomi Wandili were crowned champions at the inaugural Mount Kenya Badminton Championship held in Nanyuki, Laikipia County over the weekend. Keragori clinched the men's singles title after edging out Edwin Waitadhu 2-1, while Wandili lifted the women's trophy with a similar victory over Jacinta Sengera. The two were named most valuable players in the tournament that attracted 70 competitors from over 20 counties. Dubbed the Boom and Thrive Badminton Tournament 2026, the event was aimed at raising the sport to international standards. Nairobi's URF Shuttlers emerged as the top team, followed by MYSA, Thunderbolt and Thika Badminton Club. Organizers have now called on corporate sponsors and government to invest in facilities, saying the growing interest among youths could propel Kenya to global badminton success.
The tournament has been equally very competitive, and I think in terms of the game, because being the first time in Mount Kenya, we've seen very young, good players upcoming, and I'm foreseeing a very good future and bright for badminton players in Mount Kenya and our nation as a whole. So yes, we want also to thank the organizers for doing this, and we want to call upon every sport, especially badminton enthusiasts, to come on board and support the sport.
It's been an interesting competition, very fulfilling at the end of it. So yeah, I'm happy. Event matches, I played about 4 matches, and then we had quarters, semis, and finals. So that's about 8 matches total. My hope is that we continue getting better and better.
Congratulations to the winners. And out to some matters football. Harambee Starlets are continuing with their preparations for WAFCON 2026 with a friendly against Benin tonight at 8 p.m. East African time in Ivory Coast. Actually, the match has already started. Under head coach Beldino Demba, the Harambee Starlets will conclude with a match against Ivory Coast on March 4th at the Stade Olympique Alassane Ouattara Debimpe Stadium. The two matches will be used as build-ups ahead of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, expected to take place in Morocco starting from March 17th to April 3rd. Ivory Coast are currently ranked 72nd in the FIFA Women's World Rankings, while Benin sits at 139, and Kenya is currently placed at position 133.
Preparation imekuwa poa, ukiangalia tumejifiti na hii AFCON kikam. Our aim is to go for World Cup na najua it's possible from us tukitoa from heart na tuwekea in grow. Hatuwezi sema tu it's possible from our mouth. We have to work and show it in the field, and mi na believe it's possible. It's our turn, and venye tumliingia kwa AFCON, we can make it World Cup.
Team iko set, players wako poa, we are going to deliver it. Lazima tuonyeshe coaches wamekuwa wakifanya kazi poa. Alafu as we are going for AFCON, tumejipiga moral, tumesema tunaweza. I guess players wako camp, kila msee anasema it's a big stage, players wanataka kwenda wajipeane, so kila mtu ana work ku give 100% yake.
All right, and on that note, we've come to a close of tonight's edition of Hope TV's Newswatch. We appreciate your valid company. From myself and my director, Davis Owino, my producer, Dickens Luvanda, my camera person, Nelson Andiva, and our sign language interpreter, Boniface Mureithi. We wish you a lovely night. See you again tomorrow, same time, same place. God bless you, and remember, there is nothing that is too hard for the Lord. My name is Theo Macharia. God bless.